So let's just find ourselves a bit of space, and we're going to look at our core muscles. I say look at them, we're going to feel them, feel the tone of them, and just notice if we can feel them working, because they do work in everyday life. They stop us, I'm just moving around here, they stop us falling over, they stabilize our body, and sometimes they can become stiff because they're switched on all the time, and that's not so great, is to have your core muscles or any muscles just tight all the time, because then that becomes tight, that joint becomes tight, and then it becomes stiff, and then it becomes very difficult to move, and that's why we can get sore joints, sore backs, sore hips, because we're in one position all the time, and our muscles sort of get stiff in that position, which is why mobility is so important to the health of our body. So let's find our core muscles, okay? So it's our tummy muscles, our pelvic floor, our diaphragm, and our back muscles. So this group of muscles work together in unison. So let's do some cool things to find out and feel our core muscles working. So what I'd like you to do is to just come and stand on one leg, and then move over to the other side and stand on one leg. So as we're just going from one side to the other, can you feel anything? Do you notice anything in your abdominals, in your core? Okay, so what I'd like you to do is to place your hands around your waist. So I'm actually around the waist. I'm not low down on my hips, because you've got your bony hips here, and I'm not high. I'm into my waist, so that's sort of below your rib cage here. So into the waist with the fingers, and give the waist a bit of a squeeze, so it should sort of feel soft and squidgy. And you probably feel your thumb round the back here. So what I would like you to do is just to very slowly switch the weight over to one leg, and very slowly lift that leg up. That's it. And I've not lifted my leg very high. Pop it down and then go over to the other side. So move slowly over to the other side, lift that foot. So again, I've not lifted it very high, and just see if you can feel anything underneath your fingers. Now if you can't feel anything, give it a squeeze, squeeze a bit tighter. That's it. So if you lift your knee up a little bit higher, and then bring the foot down. Now you can quite happily just sort of go from one leg to the other, but the slower you go, what are you feeling? What do you feel? I think this is really cool. That's it. Now then, can you feel the muscle tone change under your fingertips? So we're not actually doing any kind of breath pattern. We're not thinking about pulling our abdominals in or anything like that. We are quite literally going from one foot to the other. So the slower you go, that's it. So can you feel the muscle tone change under your fingertips? So when you've got both feet down, it feels relatively soft, I guess. But then when you slowly shift your weight and go to pick up one leg, can you feel how the muscle tone changes underneath your fingertips? Can you feel that? That's cool, isn't it? So there, your core muscles are firing up. They're switching on, they're supporting your body. So they do work. They do work. It might be that you can't feel them, and you can't feel them very much. But if you've not ever thought about them, or you've thought about them but not how they work, that brain-abdominal connection, or the brain connection with any part of the body, can get a bit fuzzy and a bit lost. But then as soon as you start to feel it, think about it, it's like with anything, you need to practice it. So that's really cool, isn't it? So just do one more for me. So just slowly go from one leg, lift that knee up, bring the foot down, and then slowly go over to the other side. So that's one way. So see, they do work, they are there. Well done. Another way I'd like you to do, so again to activate the whole of the core muscles, is place your hand low down, so you've got your hip bones here, and I want you to blow out as though you're blowing 100 candles out on a birthday cake. Now this is something I do teach in my classes on quite a regular basis to remind ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, then as you breathe out, so blow out those candles through pursed lips. So this time I want you to blow out 100 candles. So this whopping big birthday cake with 100 candles. So breathe in again. And then again as you breathe out. And then breathe in. So again, keep going and I shall keep talking. So when you breathe out, what you're using is a natural rhythm of the body, which is the breathing. And as you breathe in, you'll notice how your core abdominals just become a bit softer. And then as you blow those candles out, you'll notice how everything in your core starts to gather up together. But again, you might not feel such a big gather up, but you might feel towards the end of your breath at about 80, 90 or 100 candles how your lower abdominals are all feeling a lot tighter. And that is through using the breath cycle, through actually engaging, and that lifts up the pelvic floor, it draws your tummy muscles in, and it really helps to tone and support the muscles within the pelvic girdle. So again, a really cool exercise to do. So again, as you breathe in and then breathe out, all the way to 100 candles, and breathe in. So as you get to the end of that breath, you may even feel or find that you have this sort of effect of the core muscles smiling between your hip bones. So that's lovely, isn't it? Okay, so I want you to come down onto the floor now. So again, any way you want to, just come down onto the floor, and I want you to come and lie down on your back. So again, this is a really lovely, cool way of feeling your core muscles. Now you might feel your back muscles more than your tummy muscles. You might not feel anything at all. So just come and place your hands on the floor, fingertips down, and I want you to have as though you've got spiders. So your hands are like spiders, so your fingertips, and then you've got your hand as the body. So pop your fingertips on the floor. You're lying on the floor with your knees bent, and I just want you to push your fingertips down onto the floor and then release. And again, press your fingertips down and release. Press your fingertips down and release. So as you press your fingertips down, what's actually going on? Can you feel your core muscles fire on, or do you mainly feel your back muscles? You might feel one lot of muscles more than the other. If you feel your back muscles more, that'll be probably because your back muscles spend quite a lot of time being tight and supporting your back, and your abdominal muscles are not doing as much work as they should. It's not a bad thing, it's just the way our lifestyle is. So it might be because you do a lot of standing or a lot of sitting or whatever. So fingertips on the floor, arms off the floor, and press down onto the mat. So that's really cool. So the next thing I'd like you to do is just to press your feet down. So just put some weight into your feet and then release. So again, just see how that is. Press your feet down into the floor and release. So as you press your feet down into the floor, again you'll feel a small connection. So as you press the feet down, again just noticing what's going on. And then of course you can press your feet and your fingertips down, and that gives you an even bigger contraction. So it's working on the systems of the body, the muscle systems of the body, and that again is really cool because you get to feel your core muscles working for you. And there we go. So I hope you found that interesting and you can feel your core muscles. You could probably do it if you were standing against the wall. So if I put myself against the wall, feet are away, press the fingertips into the wall. Yeah, you can feel that as you're standing and pressing the fingertips into the wall. So yeah, have a little play around with it and let me know how you feel with that. Alright, so well done, brilliant stuff.